AskReddit. What is your current financial condition? If you turned me upside down and shook me, old tissue and lint would fall out. Whoa, get a load of big money bags here, able to afford tissues instead of using leaves like the rest of us. I'm so broke, if a Redditor tried to rob me, they would just be practicing. I borrow money to pay off money I borrowed. I feel this comment. After years of struggling as a student, I've landed a well-paying job, which has meant that my income has increased tenfold over 2 or 3 years. However, I'm still living like a student, so I have a minor case of sudden windfall syndrome, and I don't know what to do about it. Edit. However, every time I think about having fun, my colossal student loan taps me on the shoulder. Good enough. Decent apartment, newish car, not hungry. Couldn't ask for much more. Not great, some could call it scraping by, but with careful budgeting and introverted tendencies, my wife and I hold out okay. I look stupid, and I make very little money. Clown. Never be this negative to yourself. I'm sure there are more stupid looking people than you, who are much more worse people in general. Parents. Ooh, look at this rich fella that has parents over here. But my parents aren't rich. Not exactly paycheck to paycheck, but if I lost my job I'd be out on the streets within 2 months. Better than I was 3 to 5 years ago. Still behind where I think I should be for someone of my age, but getting better. Asset rich, cash poor. I probably have £300,000 equity in my home, but still have about £650,000 mortgage to pay. Mortgage, plus commuting costs, plus childcare for my younger, plus school fees for the older one, mean that we have very little cash to spend on fun stuff. Nonetheless, it's going to be worth it in the long run. We are at phases of our careers where things can only improve, and it'll get easier year on year. We didn't have a holiday at all last year. We took time off, but didn't go anywhere. But this year we will probably be able to afford a week in the Cotswolds or something. So things are definitely looking up. In a couple of years, we will lead a very comfortable existence. Lives in a £950,000 house. Will soon be comfortable. Jesus effing wept. You could release that equity and buy 2 of the houses I'm looking at and still have 70k left over. Good on you for getting yourself where you are though. Can't fault you for that. I absolutely get what you're saying, but unfortunately things are disproportionately expensive in London. If I sold up and moved away I could probably afford something truly insane, but my salary would drop proportionately as well. The sad fact is that in London I'm genuinely considered comfortable, not rich. I realized my bank account was negative at 8:30 PM. It's now 2:20 AM and all I've done is cry, panic, and browse Reddit, because I have no idea what I'm going to do. House paid for. 0 debt and are equivalent to 1 year's wage sitting in savings. Basically it took 20 years of not missing any work, grabbing the overtime and most importantly, being single. Can't actually make rent this month. How much do you need? About $130 all in. I was doing fine at holding it down before Christmas, but a few expensive months in a row can turn the tides real fast. I just found out. Work pulling some shifts out from under me just came at the wrong time is all. If rent is paid, and assuming no sudden unplanned expenses, are you going to be okay moving forward as is? I will be, yes. The big goal for this month is to get back on my feet so this doesn't happen again. Usually I'm a person people can come to borrow money, my family, part of the reason I haven't recovered yet, so to be on the other side is disconcerting to say the least. Thank you for the concern though. No particular problems at the moment, but I don't have a job, so medium long term still looks fairly uncertain. I finally landed a great paying job for my area. I've been at the job a month and I honestly don't know if I can hack it, but I'm sticking it out. It is twice the pay for the same work I've been doing for the past 13 years. The only difference is it is a state-funded job. Hopefully soon I will feel more comfortable with the company. Going from 9 hours to 18 hours. No rent or house payment. Just $300 to $400 in bills plus food and gas. Life is looking up. Things are so bad I actually have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm wide awake at 3:44 AM worrying about it. That should help you sleep in tomorrow. $51 until next Friday. Bills are paid, gas tank is full, and I have food in the kitchen, so I'm not too worried. Everyone here broke AF, and I'm giving out small loans and investing my money in funds and small businesses. It's not as much as you might think, but I just cut unnecessary expenses and put that money in something useful that will help me later when I will need it even more. And before someone asks, my wage is at the lower end of the spectrum. You just have to manage it correctly. Five months ago I recovered from immediate poverty. It will be a long road of recovery, at least 5 to 6 years, but for the first time in my life I'm comfortable being where I am. Not feeling fearful of your electricity being cut during winter, or whether you'll have enough to eat tomorrow is an amazing feeling. Good to hear it. Congratulations. I hope you achieve it early. I just hope nothing happens in the meantime. I've weathered some very nasty storms in life. I really need calmcy now. Tomorrow I'll be taking change to cash in at the bank. When my wife and I got married we couldn't afford the bus to City Hall so we walked. 10 years later we both have well-paying jobs and own a house and just bought a new Prius. There were some hard times, but my parents helped us out. Things look up. Also I know she didn't marry me for money. Less than $40 in my account right now. On the plus side, payday is a couple days away. You know that feeling when you were a kid and you'd empty out all the cereal and there's no toy. The financial equivalent of that. $20K checking, $2K savings, own 2 vehicles worth a total of $15K at age 30. Considering I had $12 4 years ago, I feel rich as F. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to do my food shop this week. Can I survive on toast and baked beans? Because I need to buy cat food too. Better than it was 7 years ago. Back then, I was earning 50% more than I earn today, but also carrying a crap ton more debt. My wife and I built a house and I hadn't been able to sell my condo, so I was paying mortgages for a place I wasn't living in anymore. Being 7 digits in debt with a low 6-digit salary is not good for your health and well-being. My financial condition is alright. I have good credit, paid bills and I'm broke 90% of the time. But my father, holy crap, you should see his credit card statement. It's 5 figures. I'm so poor my credit score is LOL. When I go to the grocery store, they don't ask me if I want to donate to help children with juvenile diabetes. They ask children with juvenile diabetes if they want to help me. I'm so poor, I don't qualify for the general car insurance. I have to go with the private. My business partner stole a decent amount of money from me this year. Some of it was money I made last year, but kept in the business account for cash flow, something he never did, nor understood because yes, he was quite terrible. It's honestly been painful more than anything, and landed me in a stretch of depression. I just want to get back to a place where my personal money situation isn't a daily reminder of the huge betrayal. I regularly have less than 10 euros for food each week, after paying bills and all other important expenses. Can't even afford multivitamins, while I'm currently sick. I'm not in debt anymore, but I don't earn enough to be able to rent or to qualify for a mortgage. Was worth $1 million net worth a few years ago, but that dropped by 35%. What the hell happened? Crypto. Bills are paid, and meatloaf in my belly. $8,000 school loan. Didn't finish as my job out of college. Would yield less money than what I have and have less jobs openings. 6,000 credit cards. Because I had low paying jobs and randomly $300 to $500 bill would pop up for repairs. Dental, etc. 10,000 car loan. I'm surviving right now. I have zero clue how a person making minimum wage would do it. And my life would be easier if I either A. Didn't have any debt. Car and home is fine, or B. Didn't have a mortgage payment. One day I hope to win the lotto. All I need is 1 million and that would make me happy. I started IT in 1999 and the best job I had paid $40k or so. The most I ever got per hour was about $20 an hour for the first 10 years. I must admit I was a decent IT guy, not great. I specialized in VoIP phones and got a job at Cisco. I later got a federal job upgrading phone system on military base that paid $65k in 2011. Before that I was working for $16 an hour. I left that job to make $80k for a bank, also in 2011. I have not had a job less than $65k since 2011. I now make $90k and can save money. No car payment and house is almost paid off. It took a while, but I have made a decent career from IT, but it has been difficult, and I have had many jobs and setbacks. No kids at mid-40s. As a man it is past time to settle down. Money and doing this while providing for a family would have been tougher I imagine. I have had friends do it though. Enough to be comfortable, but no money for fun. One disaster away from homelessness. My work gets on the radio and I make music to sell, but I barely make minimum wage. This is by South African standards, where minimum wage is less than £1/$1.50 per hour. I live with my mom for now, so I have no expenses, but saving money is tough when you make £260/$330 a month. I'm living comfortably, but I can't afford to move out. Abysmal and vicious circle. Aish. Had a good education and ambition in chemistry, but couldn't finish my masters due to reaching the maximum you can loan to go to college. Landed a pretty good paying job, €2,300 to €2,700 net monthly, for 3 years. Then over the course of 1 to 2 years got in a negative spiral of getting laid off, unemployment cash not coming in fast enough, bills piling up, past due date fines adding up, rent becoming too much for the amount of money coming in, car always breaking down. Bank account got closed with a negative balance. Couldn't get to my last salary. Currently one account has minus 1.2k and the other about 20 bucks on it. Gas to the apartment got turned off yesterday. They couldn't access the power or SMTH. Add some mild depression and social anxiety and I'd say it's not going so well. Started getting help left and right wherever I can as I can't pull myself out of this situation anymore. They don't call it a vicious circle for nothing. I'm unemployed and have enough savings to pay only rent for another month. Buying food isn't really an option. I just got to make what I have last. Hopefully I can find a job before my savings run out. Good. I have master's degree with zero student debt, go Nordic welfare state, and a decent paying job. Putting about $1,000 into savings every month to buy a house. I can afford everything I want, except a house. For a house I need 2 incomes. If a bank would let me pay off a loan by myself they could have more of my money and I could have a house. But apparently I'm too much of a risk so I don't. So I save my money, and by the time I'm 90 I'll be able to afford a house. Lol, why did I bother? Retired, 64, with a hefty pile of cash and zero debt. You are just one step away from being someone's sugar daddy. Error 404, money not found. I have dust in my wallet. Wait a minute, I don't even have a wallet lol. I owe my mom like $1,000 and I have a job interview today. With a slightly above minimum wage job and total savings of X15 salaries, which is not enough to buy a house or leave my job, but I can live in certain comfort being childless single. Anyways, living in a third world country with height inflation cripples any attempt of inversion, so I'm stuck here, and my savings burns every day. I'm new to the workspace, so I'm an intern at the moment making about $250 a month, but I live in Ethiopia and staying with my parents, so I'm good for now, but I'm being reminded of how third world my country really is every day. I'm 5 months from clearing my debt, just wishing the months away, until I can basically give myself a pay rise of about £650 a month. Will be so relieved. No debts, small life savings, out of work, laid off 2 days before Christmas, hemorrhaging about $600 a month. Make about $180 a month on side hustle / investment. Thinking about selling everything I have, buying a small RV, and living in that. Bailiff at the door. Literally, 2 hours ago there was a bailiff at my door. It's my girlfriend's debt, but I'm feeling it as I'm covering rent etc. until she has paid it back. It's not going well. I'm rich enough where I don't get any good stuff when I do taxes, like I can't even contribute to a Roth IRA anymore. But retirements, kids, etc. all look like a big challenge. Plus I have about 29 years left on a mortgage which I'm not excited about. I have some money. I've got social security disability insurance and Medicaid money. Better, since I quit drinking. 14 months sober. Debt free for over 5 years. Small savings account, and don't go out much. But, living within my means. Okay, live somewhat paycheck to paycheck, but I got food, bills are paid, roof over my head, and have some money in savings. Got all of the materialistic stuff I really want. Could definitely be worse. Pretty good. £78,000 a year plus bonuses with most of my expenses paid for through work. Although I get anxiety that I'm 30 this year and feel like other than making progress in my career I have achieved sod all in my 20s since leaving university. No meaningful romantic relationships, no hard assets, no permanent place to live which I own, no pension scheme, no savings or investment structure. My friendship circle basically consists of the same group who I was friends with at uni, etc. So I guess it isn't all about money. Crap, because I wasn't able to finish college. Because my husband's job moved us to another country and the career I'm going for you're unable to finish school online, and there's nowhere for me to go, because I do not speak the language here. Thankfully though I think we are going back to our home country this year and my parents are going to help me pay for college, and so I'm very excited about that. $30k in debt between my truck, 0% interest purchases, and a bit of rolling credit card debt. $150k plus salary, with about $25k in annual income from freelancing. About $60k in the 401k, and another $60k liquid. 30 years old. I do waste a lot of money, but I think I'm in a good spot. Recently moved from a very high cost of living area to a lower cost of living state, and got a significant pay bump. But also spent a year without a salary while I tried to focus on freelancing and burned through some savings. More broke than Europe after 2 world wars. Pretty great. Have what I need, can buy what I want. No complaints. Probably in the top 8% or so. Upper middle. Kind of effed. My car broke right after Christmas and it's a mystery ailment. Already spent $750 in January. Heard it might cost another $1,200. Drive all over carpooling the family. Hoping tax return can pay it, but I was already hoping to buy a new fridge and dryer, which also broke. We have a mini fridge, hang stuff around the house and carpool. Can't really afford car debt when I know the cars I qualify for end up being a disaster. Hard to cry so loud when you would rather suffer than pay penalties on your tax deferred money, and you still all get to work in one car and pay a mortgage, while some have no cars and pay rent. Son just got a half scholarship to the college of his dreams and can't afford to accept because he'd still have so much debt when he graduates. Heartbroken parent poor. It's debt you only pay back when you are earning money though, isn't it? Landlord put my weekly rent up to triple what the previous tenants were paying. Now I'm no longer saving a small amount each paycheck, but on the bright side I'm eating into those savings just a tiny bit each week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more.